Welcome to Espresso Jams, short, concentrated, delicious conversations about business, life, and more. And now, here's your host, Joe Max.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Espresso Jams. Today, I've got David Riddell with us, and David is the owner of the Big Frog Custom Apparel of Durham with a second location in Asheville, North Carolina. So that's Durham, North Carolina, and Asheville, North Carolina for our listeners out there further away. Hey, David, how are you today?
Good to see you. I'm great. Never bad. Springtime, coming out of COVID, a new year, all good.
Yes, and where do you hail from today?
So today I am in we'll call it Big Frog West in Asheville in the mountains, but do a lot of bouncing around, lots of I-40 scenery. But
Oh, I
today,
bet.
Asheville.
So now with two stores, we got talking about how do you spend your time because you can't be in both places at once. At least I don't think you can be. And so we got talking about hiring and putting teams together that will be, basically how to put good teams together. We got talking about and thought we might bring that to the audience.
Yeah, and so I spent 25 years in corporate retail as a district manager, middle manager, and had to have 15 to 30 stores. Well, with 15 to 30 stores, you can't be in all of them every day. You have to trust, you have to hire well. And with anything, that's where it starts. I mean, the small business person, the resources are less and less. You don't have the opportunity to lose somebody every week or every quarter. You've got to find the right people. And then you always hear in business, work on your business, not in. I'm not a designer. I'm not a printer. I did it from the retail business side. I can hire people that are geniuses at that, right? So it starts with how you hire and then how you take care of them, right? So that you can go and do bigger things. And then if you have two or more locations, it really becomes a weight because running one is easy. Running two thins you out, but that's where the people matter and come into play.
Yeah, there's a whole nother dynamics when you've got two locations that are approximately 3.5 hours away from each other.
Door to door, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and I'm sure your retail experience managing that many stores and that many people really came in handy when you opened the second location.
Yeah, and again, a lot of it lies on trust because you've got to be able to do it from afar. And I can talk about all the groups I'm in and the networking and the community things. I can't, I also, the other side is I can't talk about it and say, this is what we can do for you. And then they come into the store and the service is terrible and we don't have the processes, therefore making the timing and the quality and everything else bad, right? There has to be a consistency. So in hiring, too many owners hire themselves, right? Or they hire just for the ability of the task. My interviews aren't design related because I need more than that. I need to know. And so I don't get into psychological profiles, but my questions aren't task related. My questions are character related.
Hmm.
Who are you? Where are you from? What makes you tick? And it starts looking at gaps. Like, why would you leave a job without not having another one? Why did you stay this long at something? Um, what was your favorite job if it could have turned into a career? What did you want to do in life and why did you make those decisions? So all of my questions are decision making, ethics, and because I'm a retail place, I need a personality. In my case, the traditional designer is like an artist. Leave me alone in my cold, dark studio, and I'll come up for air later. I have a retail place. So they're designing while UPS is walking in and the phone's ringing, knowing they have to print as well. So I need a retail dynamic, multitasking. The normal can stop on a dime and pivot, has some patience, has some personality. And that's really what you want. If you hire somebody just for the job, that's manufacturing one dimensional, right? Even a
Right.
cashier, do you really want just the cashier or do you want the cashier to be able to do this and this too? Do you want them to be able to see more than this? So you're hiring character, personality, individual person, not just can they do this. Back in, and this shows my age, back in the mall days, I could hire the best manager in the mall. Doesn't mean a hill of beans. What's our store, our dynamic? How do the pieces fit?
Right. So you need to hire people who can almost replace you but still have that view of the store almost as if they are engaged, they are involved, they are committed to the store.
Yeah, and then so hire better than your don't hire yourself, hire better than yourself, hire one level up. Like I was just talking about it with the ladies a few minutes ago, and I don't want to hire just a part-time person. I want to hire somebody that has the ability to be the next full-time person, not because I want the ladies gone, but because we're growing and we want to have another one. Right. And then you want somebody that wants to buy in, especially again at the small business level. Corporate people leave, they come, they go, whatever. At our level, you want somebody to be able to help you. Listen, there's no ownership, there's no 5 levels up. This is what it's going to be, but I need you. I need you more than you can go get a job somewhere else, but I need somebody to help me continue moving it on. I need trust. I want you to be empowered. I want you to be like completely enthralled that this is the thing. That's what you need to be able to go through a complete buy-in. And it doesn't mean they sit at home waiting for the call or they work off the clock or anything. It just means I love this so much and I believe in the owners that we're going to do this together, right? And I'm hiring for the most part a lot of 18 to 25. So it's your opportunity to get, and even at a fast food place, even at just anything, small boutique, it's pay, but I don't want just pay. I want you to learn things that I bring to the table, and I want you to use this for a stepping stone in your life, because unfortunately you won't be here in 10 years. You probably won't be here in 5. Small business provides something, but it's not long term.
Provides that stepping stone. And if the business owner hires, as you're saying, and helps them and wants them to grow, they can take those skills and use them the rest of their lives. I've
Yeah,
heard
because I'm
so many people talk about how important their first boss was. Sometimes from a good perspective,
right.
sometimes from the perspective not so good. But how
Yeah, and in
important
my
it was
case,
to
again,
make an
they're
impression.
artists and they're designers, and there's not a business sense, and that's what I come from.
Mm,
So if they want to own their own business or they want to work in a marketing firm, how did we get them? How did we retain them? How did we fix an issue? Oh, it's only 10 shirts I screwed up. Well, that's an hour and a half of payroll, and you can do that for, I mean, any of those. It's like a photographer has to hire an apprentice. That person's got to look and say, I'm not just having a job carrying things. I'm learning this skill, the obvious of the industry like photography, but I'm also learning from that owner who's now doing it on their own and and putting it all together,
and
right? And
learning the other skills, right?
it works in anything. An owner has to realize it again, it's not just the task you're hiring them for. It is, I mean, this is what I got. And if you're not here and or you're not doing the job, guess who is? Me.
Yeah.
And although, I mean, a lot of it would be better because like the retail side would be better, but I can't design. So I need them. But I mean, I don't want to be stuck here or we're not going to get anywhere. You've got to have the outreach in the community.
Right. Yeah, it's so important. So I'm going to put you on the spot here, David. If we were to summarize these few minutes that we had together into 2 sentences, what would you
You,
say?
you can't do it yourself. Don't undervalue, underestimate, or underappreciate your team. They
Okay.
will make or break you.
Yes. Okay. Great. That's fantastic. This has been so quick and such
Is
good
that it? Oh, that's
information.
10 already? Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know it goes by so quickly, but this is so rich. But if people want to know more about, Big Frog and custom apparel and how that can help their business, or exchange some ideas about hiring, would you be open to that? And how might someone get in touch with you?
Yeah, I mean, I've always been community more than the name on the door. So it doesn't have to be custom apparel. We can talk about anything, networking, business, whatever it is, just saying hi and becoming referral sources. It's Big Frog Durham on web or Facebook, or even email is Durham at Big Frog. It's the reverse if it's Asheville. And my personal email is davidr@bigfrog.com. So, I mean, yeah, so everything Durham or Big Frog Durham, you Google it, it's going to come up. We've
It's
worked
going
long
to
and
come
hard to
up,
make
and there's
that
a way to
happen.
contact you there.
You hit Big Frog, it's coming up like a beacon at the end of the ocean. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. David, this has been so fun, man. We're going to have to get together and do a part two. It went by so fast.
Let's do part 2 of how we keep them, not just how we get them. Yeah.
Yes. Excellent. Excellent. Have a good day, my friend.